And we continue with Dirshu Mishnah Berurah, learning Hilchos Tefillah Siman Sadi. We're in the middle of discussing the direction one davens if he's not in the shul, he's behind on the side, etc. So we're in the middle of Sif Zayin, at the end of Sif Zayin, in which the Mechaber teaches us that even if someone is davening on the side of the shul, from the shul, you should be machmer to face your face towards the shul. But this is all of Chozek Shenikr Shemachzar Chayav LeBeis HaKnesses, when it's recognizable. Aval, however, you're in a separate house, and you're facing the right direction, you're in a separate room, a separate house, and now you're facing towards the way you're supposed to face. But when you face that way, your back is towards the shul. It is mutter. So this issue is only when you're directly outside the shul and it's recognizable that you're facing your back towards the Aron Kodesh and the shul. B'shar Stadim Sivkatin Yotes says the Mishnah Berurah, Tahainu b'Safon Avedar north or south, Umayri Shev Shelo Lahapach Ban of the Mizrach. Talking about a case you can't face east. Ki going Shishayel Lafan of Kamliyin of the Sayah there. Halavach Yadav Tvei Sheabach Ban of the Mizrach. Of course, you should daven towards east. Kol Makam Gam B'Chozel Shari Elam Midoichik. As we see, this is not lechatchila, this is not galat, this is only b'shas adchak. Sheach sapanav sivkat and chav kadesh lo yeh chayrov neged beis hakeneses. You don't want your back to the shul v'av she'akati einu mispal l'rosh zim mispalim. Even though if you're turning towards the shul, you're still not davening the same direction, you're just facing them. Since you're not the opposite, it's not clashing. Less lamba, it's not a problem. The north or south of the shul. If you're on the east or the west, even if you want to turn towards the north, it is still forbidden, or to the south. We said, but if you're in a separate house, we don't have this issue. Says the Mishnah Berurah, you have an azara, is that a problem? So again, an important rule: if it's a separate room, and therefore it doesn't seem, it's not nicker that you're davening with your back to the shul, that is not a problem. They make these zaros in the east, and they daven towards the east. And what happens? And their backs are there's an additional room in front of the Aron, so we're facing that way, and our back is towards the Aron. So it's allowed. Why is it allowed? Because it's not nicker. But says the Mishnah Berurah, when you're building the shul, it's not the appropriate way to put an extra room in front of the Aron that would cause people to have their backs towards Aron Kodesh. We continue with Sivcha, says the Mechaber. You're not allowed to pass by the shul, by the open door while they're davening. Why? It looks like you are a kaifer. Everyone's davening, and you're just walking by the door. It looks like you don't care about God and you're not davening. But when you're carrying something, or lavish tefillin, you're wearing your tefillin, which is why for most of us it's usually not going to be relevant because there's another shul. So if they see you walking by this shul, they don't necessarily suspect you didn't daven. There's another door, then it's going to be mutter. So explains the Mishnah Berurah over here, it's not only Shemona Esrei, even during Krishma Pesukei de Zimra. Sivkat Chavdalid Shalavish, you're wearing your tefillin. Denir She'al Malchusa Alav Leiva Lechashtoi. If someone's wearing their tefillin, you're not going to be chaysh that he's doing the wrong thing. Another good example that if this shul has many minyanim, then similarly, there's no concern. No one's to disrespect you because you could have just been at another minyan. You're riding on the animal. So because it's clear now, why are you not entering the shul? You're not entering the shul because you're busy tending to your flock, and that is Sif Ches. Let's begin Sif Tes. Says the Mechaber, Yishtadel Adam Lisbal B'Sekineses Imat Tzibur. Yishtadel, a very important word, as we're going to see in a moment. A massive machlekes. I don't know if we're going to see it today or tomorrow. Mishnah Berurah and Ramesha Feinstein. How do you translate that word? Then Yechavi Lisbal B'Shosh Tzibur Misbalim. But the Mechaber said the word Yishtadel. You should try to daven with the minyan. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Sivkatul Chavzayin Lisbal B'Sekineses Afilu Miyishla Asar B'Beisai. Even if you have 10 people in your house, still Yishtadel B'Sekineses is a very important line. To publicize this line. It might be raining, it might be cold. Still, the right thing is to go to shul. But I have a minyan in my house. It's beautiful you have a minyan. Still, yishtadel to go to shul. Ayin sev yechaz mishnabur sev katan nun hey. Imat sibur sev katan chafachaz v'nei she'ena kadosh baruch hu mayis b'tfilah sibur. Why? Because Hashem is not disgusted by the tefillah of a rabbin. If they're sinners, there's two shuls and one is more people. So there's a larger roivam. It's l'sbala but yaisir shtam in there. Roiv bilbul. Let's say it's a massive shul, but because it's so big, you can't hear what's going on. Then it's better just to make a small minyan. Now, let's say you can go to shul and daven yourself, or you can get 10 people in your house. Tefillah b'tzibur wins. The 10 people in your house. What is the main tefillah sibur? Says the Mishnah Berurah. It is, as we all know, it is the tefillah of Shemaina Esrei. Continues the Mishnah Berurah on the next column over here. What does that mean? 10 adults together. It's not like people think. No, it's Shemaina. Therefore, some people are not makbid. They just want to have 10 people there. That it's a mistake. You have to go quickly to daven to have a minyan. So if someone is davening and he's not going to make it, you should skip to get to the minyan because the Eker Tfilas B'Tzibur is Shemaina Esrei. Daven late, so you go to get 10 people to daven early. But he said, also. Then you could go to shul. Again, we see the critical importance of davening in a shul. You have a minyan. You're making hashkam a minyan, but that's good because they're going to miss this man. But Musaf you can daven later. So wait and daven Musaf with the Roiv Am, the Hadras Melch. The more people is more glory to the king. King Kazav B'Shuvas Yad Al Yosef Mem Beis. V'dav Kamakam Yuchla Tfilas U'Beis HaKnesses. Avlameinam Mekayim Yuchla Tzbal Beis HaKnesses. Tav Yishay Tzbal Kol Tfilah B'Makam Echad. Says the Mishnah Berurah, you always want to have a Makam Yuchad. You want to have a special place. It's always better to daven everything in one area. Kazav B'Shuvas Radvas Tafas. Shasar Nasal or Shas Yom Echel is Balam Atzibur Minyan. Eze Yom Sheyirtzeh. Someone's in jail and they can't let him go out any day he wants to go daven. Yispal Eze Yom Teikef. You don't wait for Rosh Hashanah. You don't wait for Yom Kippur. That day you get out. Don't let the mitzvah become chametz. You right away do the mitzvah lahantin al Yom Kippur apurim. Good Moser Shmuz. We see the critical again importance of each and every minyan. We're going to stop over here just to point out what was the machlekes that I was referencing is Yishtadel. So the classical explanation is probably like the Mishnah Berurah learned. They have to try, and we're going to see very soon. Tomorrow's Shia, we're going to see how far one has to go for a minyan. And let's say there is no minyan, then you don't have to go if there's no minyan within X amount of miles, etc. We'll mention this tomorrow again. But Ramesha learns the opposite. Ramesha learns Yishtadel, that it's a mamish achiyav, and you're not allowed unless mamish far-fetched extenuating circumstances. You never let it put yourself in a scenario without a minyan. But we'll deal with that more tomorrow when we continue Sif Tes B'Siyata Dishmaya.